Lieutenant Colonel James Kenton, 6:30 hours, September 6, 1914, Valcartier Training Camp in Quebec. This is a personal video diary I'm creating to document the outcomings of this war. If I die during these recordings, please get the tapes to my family in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The style of life in this camp seems like people are taking the war lightly. New recruits don't know how bad it is out there. I've been a part of the Canadian military for almost 8 years now, and I've lost many friends on the way. Based on the training that takes place here and the level of care given by the commanding officers, I don't think our forces will be fairly useful in battle. And I will be now commencing a test of the Ross rifle, a not-so-durable, bolt-action rifle that does not accept interchangeable bullets. And this rifle was provided to us by Sam Hughes, the Minister of Militia for Valcartier Training Camp, which did not have a very successful run in leading the camp. Another thing about this camp is that there were 300,000 soldiers that trained here, but there were only bathroom space for 10,000. So you may not be able to tell, but this firing range, which is the largest firing range in our military, is covered in feces, which is the reason why I'm the only person out here today. So, also, other than that, he has only provided us with left-footed boots, not right-footed. Of course, everybody knows that you need one left, one right. But when the order came in, it appears that he had only ordered left-footed boots for all the soldiers. Alright, so I will now be commencing the test of the rifle. Firing. Okay, so it seems fairly good short range. It's still accurate at medium range. And at long range, it's not too accurate. But if you cannot tell, the gun has now jammed only after 3 shots, which the clip has 8 shots in the entire magazine. So basically, our soldiers are stuck with this gun no matter what happens out on the front lines. It has been said that we will be provided a new version of the Lee or of the rifle, given to us by the British soldiers, which will be the Lee Enfield rifle, which is quite better of a gun. Also, our training was only 2 hours a day, which is not acceptable for a world war or any war of sorts. And our diet we had a 1,500 to 2,000 calorie diet, which, if we were on rations, this would not prepare us for the rations at all. This is a regular diet, 3 meals a day plus snacks and drinks. So as you can see, we were not properly trained, but it has been said that most soldiers will train at the Salisbury Plain in England. That is a top-line training camp. We will be replaced everything that is not adequate. We will march drills, learn how to dig trenches, all necessary things for this war. So that is just a waste of time, and because of this, Sam Hughes has been fired. I also, on the part of my journey why I joined, I've always wanted to serve my country, and this was an opportunity how I could. Like I said, I am from Toronto, Ontario. I have, like I said before, I've been in the Canadian military for 8 years now. I am now a lieutenant colonel, one of the highest ranks. I am a commanding officer, and one of the highest ranks that still fights in battle. I have gone to Europe and came back to the home front. The trip is not very pleasing. It gets boring extremely fast. There's not a lot of food for all the soldiers on board the ship, and there is not a lot to do. So it is a very uncomfortable, unpleasant trip. It starts to get smelly from all the people and very hot in the boat. But when I got to Europe, the mood was definitely worse because everybody in Europe has already been fighting. And so depression set in, everybody seemed anxious all the time, not knowing when the next attack was going to happen. Everybody was nervous to go out to battle for the first time. So in Europe, the experience was not as good. It did seem more appropriate though when we were training at the camp. So that is the outcomes of training and my journey to become a Canadian soldier in World War I.